Okay, let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Game. We're straight into business with Coach Chris, strength and conditioning coach Chris from Winning Results. Am I correct? But the only problem is you're on mute. I don't know why. Let's try now. Right.
Yep,
Did I get it right?
That's us, baby.
Winning Results. Well, Coach, I've got to say to you before we even get into the main stuff, let's talk about your coaching. I've been watching it over Instagram. Impressed. And the old referrals you're getting, the testimonies you're getting from the parents is good as well. It's all good. I like that stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot happening. It's been a busy summer for us. Shout out to everybody out there and all those that are subscribed to my channel and stuff like that. I haven't been able to do the content while I've been listening and keeping up with what's happening. I'm actually I'm opening up a new facility next month here in where I'm at in DMV. And also add new services. I'm going to have a recovery suite. We're going to have the Normatec boots, Hyperice Theraguns, table stretching, the whole nine. So it's about to go down. The football camps have been going great. We got 2 next weekend. Then we're going to get into the season. And it's just been amazing, man. God has just been good to me and my family. We're staying safe and healthy. And everything is going great. We had some friends over last night. It's just it's been amazing, you know what I mean? I'm glad for it because it's helped to keep my mind off of my, boxing here because it's crazy. But yeah, a lot happening.
I told you, when you put your mind to it and you put those intentions out there, you write it down, you put the intentions out there, it'll come to pass. I told you that, didn't I?
You did. Hey, and it's up there, man. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you on what's up, man. But yeah. The poster's up right in my room.
I bought my new one up here. I just won't show you much, but I bought my new one.
There you go.
Brand new
you gotta
one.
have
Very, very
nice.
nice.
Writing things out is very important. Very important.
Let's see, everything I put on my board comes to pass. Everything. So it's about that positive stuff. So yeah. But anyway, it's good to. By the way, just plug what you do as well before we get into the big stuff.
Oh yeah, I own a strength and conditioning company, so we do a lot of different things. We do first of all high-end training and recovery for athletes and those that train hard. I guess that's pretty much our lane. We're not like we're for those that want to be greater. Whether it's athletically or just physically fit or whatever. I also do government contracting and consulting with the government, so we do some of that. We actually could create plans for individual companies, any organizations, public safety stuff. And, we do the lineman camps also. Started just doing that. Offensive, defensive lineman camps here in the DMV, but we're willing to travel. So if you're Florida, Texas, Ohio, California, New York, wherever you are, and we can get there, we can put something together, throw a camp and help your kids get better.
Let me go one step further. Wherever you are in the globe watching this, and you want this man's services, and you can pay for this man's services, he'll have you.
I'll have me. Yeah, we're with it. If it's all about fitness. So if you're trying to get better, just let us know. It's gonna be. CD the man's got it right there in the comments. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So link up. Just hit me on IG at Coach Chris Kweme. Boom, there it is.
From one coach to another, I salute you.
Appreciate you, baby.
Okay, so let's get on with this nonsense. So you were the man that told us in December of last year, for those who don't know, told us that FIURY Wilder 3 was going to happen in the summer of 2021. You got verbally abused about the whole situation. Nobody really believed you. We brought you on air and we believed in what you had to say. What do we have in the summer 2021? We have FIURY versus Wilder 3. Unfortunately, as you also said, you wouldn't be surprised if Tyson Fury pulled out of this fight. And here we go. So the thing is, the first question I want to ask all these people that were saying Deontay Wilder was mentally broken, didn't want the fight, what was it? Was looking for a quick payout. What are they going to say about Tyson Fury now? What's the excuse? And are they as happy to ask for medical evidence as they were asking for Deontay Wilder and his medical evidence? Oh, the dent. We need medical evidence for that. Where's the evidence? Are they going to push the same way for Tyson Fury as they were pushing for Deontay Wilder? That's the first question.
No.
Why?
They're not. Because I think the whole facade of Tyson Fury is kind of crumbling at the cracks, and this is just kind of the first part of it here. You know, it just seems less likely now that he's going to ever get into the ring with him. It's just, you know, obviously there's what's reported and there's what's actually happening, and you know we'll never know completely what's happening behind the scenes. But there's just a couple things that are very apparent. Tyson Fury does not want to get into a boxing ring with Deontay Wilder ever again.
He made it quite clear. He said it. I'll never get in the ring with that guy again. He's never going to fight me again. He said it himself.
He basically said this was going to happen. He said, "I hope I don't catch COVID." He said, "I just want to make it to the fight." He said, "I'm like Houdini." Houdini was an escape artist. You know what I'm saying? Not a magician, but an escape artist. You know what I'm saying? Like now they broke camp. He left. Like, I think a lot of things are being reported that probably aren't true. Like, first of all, I think everybody can kind of understand where I'm coming from with this, because COVID-19 obviously is very serious. We all know someone that's either passed away, or we know someone who had a family member pass away. You know, I got one of my wife's best friends, her husband was on a ventilator for 60 days. This is a man who I was chilling with at my wedding. I was chilling with him at his wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that I know, same age as me, same build as me, and almost got taken up out of here by this disease. So like COVID-19 is not some kind of joke. You know what I'm saying? It's not some kind of like play scenario here. And it just shows it's like, you know, if someone in the camp really got it, as serious as the disease is and how many people that it's actually taken up out of here, the fact that Joseph Parker was at a fight last night, a UFC event, he was in camp with someone who tested positive, because they're saying and reported that it was an outbreak, but it like the whole thing just stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fury was training at the UFC gym where those guys that were fighting last night were training. So like, why wasn't that fight called?
Yeah, they
why
should
wasn't
have
the
it.
fight called off?
Mm-hmm.
You know why? I mean, you know, we don't, like, no proof, no positive test. I mean, people paid money for tickets. People paid money to fly out. People paid money for hotels. People took off of work, changed their schedules around. And this is what boxing does for you. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why the sport isn't very popular in America. It's absolute bullshit. And no one wants to even, like, the media, like, where's Tim Bradley? Where's Stephen A. Smith? Where's ESPN? Oh yeah, ESPN's his promoter. Like, he fights on ESPN, so they're not going to really investigate. Like, I just love how in boxing media, it's supposed to be media, old media, and nobody investigates. Like, why is no one doing research to find out the answers, man?
But if it was Deontay Wilder, they would have investigated it for sure.
If it was Deontay Wilder, they would be camped out in front of his house asking why he's ducking out of the fight. The racism in boxing is unpalatable.
We've made it quite clear.
Sports mimics society, and in America leads the world. Can very, very, very conservative, very racist, very white supremacist in nature. It's in America, 10 toes deep, and it's spread through the globe, because if it's in America, it's going to be everywhere, because we influence the entire planet. You know what I mean? Believe it or I mean, like, you can say what you want and say America this, and it doesn't matter.
However, I will stop you there. Affirmative action you have in America, they need in England. Affirmative action is what you've got.
Affirmative action is a joke.
It's a joke, but it's there. It's still there, brother. It's still there. And if people,
that's a whole nother conversation.
I know it's a whole nother conversation, but it's there. But it's there, though.
Yeah, true.
It's there.
It's just really bad. Like, the sport is just in a bad spot. Tyson Fury is just making himself, the sport, Think about what about the other fighters on the card? They had a fight too. Like they were going to get paid too. Like what if you were training one of the guys on the undercard? Like you're out $40,000, $50,000, $70,000 now. You know, I mean, you were going to be a part of a pay-per-view in Las Vegas. A new star might have been born. There was a guy actually who was going to get his first shot on TV that I follow. He's a buddy of mine named Clarence McLean. I don't know if he promotes him or not, but he was talking about him on his IG.
There was a guy called Bruce Carrington as well. I was trying to get an interview with him. Bruce Carrington.
Yeah, he was going to get his debut on that card. So yeah. I mean, Tyson Fury is just. I just love how he came to America and got carte blanche, and he's a scumbag in his own country. He can't even fight in his own country. That just shows you how racist this country is, and this box it's just a turnoff. It just makes you not even want to watch, not even care.
I'm not surprised. I remember a conversation that was had somewhere at some point in time with someone involved with that camp. And behind closed doors, they said, we don't care for black fighters. It's not our interest to promote black fighters. We don't care for black fighters. And this was a conversation that was had. And actually, when Fury heard about it, his reaction was, he was disgusted about what he heard. He almost ended up punching one of the promoters. So it's rife in America for sure.
Yeah, America's very racist. This is a very racist society. Unbelievable. To be honest with you, you're never really alone if you're black in this country. There's always a white person in your business. Whatever you do, you could be in a restaurant eating with your family. They're like watching you, bro. Like you're never alone.
However, you see,
but anyway, without getting off subject.
No, but you see, this is what has created people or created things like the LDBC, because we've said, look, we've had enough of the nonsense. We've had enough of you're the mainstream, the lamestream. Constantly not reporting us, not giving us our justice. So screw you, we're going to have our own. So that's what they're doing. They have their own. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they have their own. They're doing their own.
This is like the way this whole thing is unfolded with Tyson Fury is an actual drama. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we're watching episodes envelop as we're going along here.
I'd said a few years ago that boxing has become like the WWE. You have Eddie Hearn and his father, Shane, and Vince McMahon. That's what you got. That exactly as it is. And every week there's a new episode.
But there are people like, just hear me out, right? For time, and he fights on ESPN, and they had the T-Mobile Arena booked, and people are buying tickets and renting out hotel rooms, and you're talking about $500 million in Vegas that weekend and spent between hotels, tickets, shopping, eating, gambling.
Some people say that the ticket sales will slow.
Who says that?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Like Eddie Hearn, like that's the thing. Like if Eddie Hearn says something, like who gives a fucking shit? If like Chris Mannix says something, who gives a fuck? Like how could he possibly know? What does he work at Ticketmaster, so he know how many tickets were sold? Like that's a lie. It's a lie. I'll tell you what it is. They might not have liked who was buying the tickets. They might not have liked that. They might not have liked who was actually purchasing the tickets, because it wasn't going to be like the fight last year when a bunch of English fans can't come over in mass right now, but maybe in October they can. I just feel like there's a whole racist element to this whole thing, and we're looking at a palpable moment, just like with Donald Trump. It's like we're looking at a pantomime moment here, because Tyson Fury obviously is running. You could tell from that interview we had with Gareth Davies, where he was sitting in that same funky ass robe he always wears. He's getting his ass whipped in sparring. My man's got a busted lip, black eye, one eye like this. He getting his ass beat by Jared Anderson in sparring, and F.A. Ajagba in sparring. But he's supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. And you look at his body in that damn press conference, and then look at his body February 22nd of 2020, and you're probably looking at two different people. Size and
now you're talking you're talking about this from a professional standpoint, from a strength and conditioning
Just look
standpoint.
at him. Like, I'm telling anybody out there, like, look at a picture of Tyson Fury in the ring with his shirt off, and then look at him a year later at that press conference with his shirt off. He doesn't look like this. He doesn't even have the same. He doesn't even look the same. Doesn't even look the same. His face looks different. It looks smaller. Like his face was big. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm not anywhere.
He's gonna get. He was gonna get destroyed. He's going someplace to get on a quick system of boar meat. He needs some of that good wild boar meat, that good nandrolone, something, because he can't. Wilder will kill him. Wilder might actually. He's scared.
What's the situation with him having been able to travel with COVID in America back to the UK? Is there not some rule about that?
My thing is this. He obviously cannot fly with COVID-19. So if he got on a plane someplace with COVID-19, he doesn't have it if he got on a plane. If he's not wherever he was training, if he's not in Vegas in quarantine, if he traveled with COVID-19, he didn't travel with COVID-19. You're not doing that in America. Like, you can't go to a high school graduation and not have a negative test. They'll need to see a negative test from 48 hours prior, or you can't come up in here. You're not getting on no airplane with COVID-19. So
Dan the man says, Fury delayed the fight because he's not in shape. He's carrying an injury from sparring and needs more time to prepare. Well, I heard he got knocked out cold in sparring by Gerald Anderson. That's what I heard.
Here's my thing though, honestly. Then why aren't you pulling out the fight with an injury? Why are you saying COVID-19? If he got hurt, then just say you're hurt. But why? I mean, he said he's gotten hurt before. That's the thing. It's always something with him. When he pull out from the Flad fight, he got an ankle injury, and then, I'm mentally not fit to fight. This guy is a joke, and nobody wants to really talk about why he's pulling out of this fight, because if you talk about why he's pulling out of the fight, then you're going to have to look at them gloves again. You're going to have to look at that second fight again, and nobody wants to do that, because in America, that image of Tyson Fury doing what he did that night is everything. They've literally been waiting 90 years for that. Think about it. They've been waiting since Jack Johnson beat Jim Jeffries. They've been waiting for Tyson Fury to do what he did to Deontay Wilder. They've been waiting for that moment. That's why they're holding on to it. Like, from their cold, dead hands, they'll admit that he cheated. And some people will never admit that Tyson Fury cheated. Tyson Fury could admit that he cheated, and people will still say that Tyson Fury beat the hell out of Deontay Wilder. And that's after Fury admits that he cheated.
Oh yeah, there are people like that.
That's I mean, like, this is 2021 we're talking about.
That's the type of people you're dealing with, though. Unfortunately,
this is the world of Donald Trump and Donald Trump and alternative facts, and you got people that'll just lie and perpetuate lies because it's like we're living in some kind of alternate reality. You know what I'm saying? Where gloves can, bend backwards when you're swinging a hook, and then your fist is in this part, but the glove is back here like a garbage bag. Or the glove, you can see the damn knuckle print in the damn glove. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Let me ask you about the first thing that came to my mind when you thought he could jump on a plane and go back to England was he could escape the jurisdiction of the law of America being in the UK. So while he's in the UK, the US law can't touch him. That's why he's hopping on a plane and going back to England.
Doesn't matter. He's a top ranked fighter. Top rank will have to pay. And the only thing he's trying to avoid in America that he can get away with in Europe is drugs.
You think so?
I don't think so. I know so. Dude, let's just be 100% real and just throw it right there on the table.
Okay.
Right? There hasn't ever that I've never seen an English person beat an American person at something athletic on the level. I'm talking about in baseball, basketball, football. We could
Lennox
say soccer.
Lewis?
Lennox Lewis ain't Lennox Lewis from Jamaica?
Nah, he was born in England.
Raised.
He went to my school.
Where did he grow up?
Learned his boxing in Canada. And then came back to England. While he trained in America, learned his trade between Canada, where he fought in the Olympics for Canada, and then he trained in America and then came back to England.
Yeah, it's not really a UK heavyweight. He's really from this side of the pond. And I say that to say it is what it is, man. The better athletes are on this side of the Atlantic. They are. It is. And
Joe Kazaki. Jeff Lacey.
I mean, he waited until Roy Jones was 41 before he would fight him. He still almost lost.
Lloyd Hannigan, Don Curry.
Who?
Lloyd Hannigan, the ragamuffin, knocked out Don Curry. Remember, the champion, the undisputed champion, Don Curry, came to America, knocked him out. Come on.
I forgot about that one.
Well, you can add that one. Yeah, add that one to your list.
Fury. I've been saying this for a while now. Fury's an obvious drug cheat, and without look, that fight last year, I would bet every dime I had he was on steroids. And I'm saying that with my face on camera. And I'm a strength coach, bro.
Hold on. Sorry, Nigel Benn, Dr. Witt, Nigel Benn, R.M. Barkley. Just two more there. Sorry, that's why I had those two as well.
All right. I mean, I'm not trying to get lost in the UK. You guys are talking about like one fight here, this fight here. We have
for the majority.
The
I get you. I hear you.
Yeah, like okay, like the NBA is in America, the NFL is in America. It's over. You know, he can't compete without drugs. He can't compete without drugs. There's no way you look like that on February 22nd, and then you look the way you do a year later, and you're a professional athlete, and you don't do shit but be an athlete. Like you don't go to an office, you don't go get a shovel and shovel stuff, you don't pick up nothing. Your job is to be an athlete, and you look like that February 22nd, 2020, and then you look like the freaking like an extra from a Garbage Pail Kid movie or something. You look like, you know, a fat, disgusting blob. That's because you was pumped up full of BS. And you know what? You weren't preparing this whole time, and you couldn't prepare. Or maybe, you know, who knows? Because we see fights not get made because of drug testing. We saw Floyd and Manny. We saw that fight didn't happen for 5 years because of drug testing. Maybe Fury and Wilder. I mean, hell, man. Wilder's fighting these guys anyway, and they're failing drug tests every 5 weeks. Every other fight, guys are failing drug tests to fight Wilder. Maybe Wilder was like, I'm not tripping off the drug test, and this guy's a bum. Because Wilder was very naive in this whole situation in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Naive to the game. You know? Nobody put him up on game on what Fury and them was really about. You know? And it is what it is. But, I mean, he can't compete without drugs. I mean, all those guys are on drugs, man. Dillian White's failed tests. Anthony Joshua was 50 pounds heavier than he was as an amateur. Like, come on, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, I mean, like, you know, it is what it is. Guys like taking drugs. And I'm going to tell you right now, this stuff with this fight and him pulling out of this fight, the attention that this is drawing from people in America, there's a lot more to this than just him having COVID-19. There's something very, I can't really put my finger on it, but there's something behind the scenes. There's something's not adding up. I don't know if he had a psychotic breakdown. Maybe he got knocked, like you said, knocked out in bad in sparring. I don't know what's happening, but it ain't no damn COVID-19. That's a lie.
Well, according to Deontay Wilders' team, that said, or somebody from Deontay Wilders' team said that Gerald Anderson knocked him out in sparring. Cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, all these years when Fury was really having a go at David Haye for pulling out fights, David Haye pulled out twice on him. Now look what he's gone and done.
I don't know. I just kind of wish. I mean, Ingram, you're my guy, so I'm glad I rap with you and chop it up. We chop it up about a lot of different things, man. But I can really kind of do without English people in boxing right now. Like y'all can kind of just go back and like, you know, whatever, like Anthony Joshua, Fury, all of them, like Eddie Hearn, like they could just pack up, take it back to where they came from to me. Cause like, what is this shit? What is this shit? Like no fights getting made. It seems like brothers can't get fights.
I think at least Tyson Fury owes the public, the world, an interview and say, you know what? I got COVID. I was slack. I own responsibility for what's happened. You know, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And he needs to come out to the public and say, you know what? You've paid money for your tickets to come and see this fight. Because let's put it this way. If it was the roles reversed and it was Tyson Fury, if Wilder pulled out on Tyson Fury, you would never hear the last of Tyson Fury's mouth.
Let me tell you something. This is just complete sham, bro. Like they had to freaking. He's been fighting since last October to not have this fight. He's been fighting. Like people are like forgetting that there was an arbitration. He didn't want this fight. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt. Like he knows his father was on TV begging him to come back to England and drop the fight. Drop the title. Don't fight him. Don't fight him. This same man was betting David Haye $100,000 before the second fight. But after
now,
wait. Now
his dad is now talking all that brave stuff again. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna smash him. We'll smash him now. We'll smash him now.
Yeah, what kind of cheap ass scam they got now?
Because he's coming home.
He's coming
home. He's coming. Fury's
how's he coming home?
He's coming home.
And why's the fight being until October? You know, boxing is some bullshit.
Fury's coming home.
Boxing's some bullshit. What can I tell you? That's why nobody cares. That's why it's not even. It's just whatever. Nobody cares, bro.
What about the judge? Is the judge not got anything to say about this? Surely the judge must have something to say.
Man, look, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying nothing. All I know is I'm glad I didn't spend my money. I wasn't going to go. I was going to order the fight. But now, I mean, boxing's left such a taste in my mouth. I'm not paying for another pay-per-view. I'm streaming everything from now on. For what? I mean, why am I going? This is what I'm paying for?
I think this guy can retire, you know. This guy can retire, you know. This guy can retire.
He's going to. He's not going to fight. Dude,
I said he can retire.
Ingram, he can't. Look, he had to, like, do you know how scared you got to be to play with your gloves and get in the ring with somebody and be on steroids and he was drugged? Do you know how scared you got to be to go into a boxing match and know that that's the advantages you have? And now that you don't have those advantages, you don't want the fight? He knows that there is a very good chance that Deontay Wilder ends his career for him. He knows that he gets in the ring with Deontay Wilder will retire him.
Forget about in the ring. What about out the ring? Because I believe if he's got all this compelling evidence with the judge, he could finish Fury's career outside the ring. So he doesn't come back in the ring at all, period.
But see, here's the thing. As long as he doesn't fight Wilder again, he can always live off the glory of the second fight because he's a white guy. Right? Because he's never lost a fight. And he can always just say, well, you know, because they just brush it off. Well, I won the first fight. I thought the first fight was a draw. Well, I won the first fight, but wasn't the first fight a draw? They always started off like that. Well, you beat him twice. How did you beat him twice when the first fight was a draw and you got knocked down twice? Do you see what happens when you have the complexion for the protection? They're protecting him. It's protection. So as long as he actually doesn't get into the ring and get his ass whipped, he can always live off the glory of the second fight. You saw the bronze statue that they made. That Ricky,
absolutely disgusting.
This is obviously, see, here's the thing, Ingram. Me and you, we're on here talking about boxing. These other folks, they're talking about some other shit.
It's in plain sight. That's the sort of shit they did back in the day. We had the white guys, the white slave masters, over a black man, and they did it for fun and take pictures of it afterwards. Dude, this shit, they don't understand how offensive this shit is. They really don't.
I mean, this isn't a sport, bro. Like, you got more regulation in youth football than in boxing, bro. You got more regulation with 13-year-olds playing AAU basketball than in boxing.
I said
boxing ain't a sport.
Boxers move in patterns, and outside the ring and inside the ring. You've seen Fury. It's not the first time. Contract, didn't on his contract with Hennessy. Tried to knock it on the head. Brought him back to court. Had to make out of court settlement. The gloves. Not the first time he got pulled up about the gloves. John McDermott talked to him about the gloves, and then he still forced to fight Fury in the second fight rematch.
You got the guy from Canada who got drugged the night before the fight, and the ref stopped the fight after he punched Fury in the face.
What?
There was a guy who came to Manchester to fight Tyson Fury.
Never punch it.
Yeah, got drugged the night before the fight. Ordered room service from the hotel and had the runs and had all. They were surprised he made the fight. He said when he showed up the next day,
Never Patrick still ended up dropping Tyson Fury in that fight as well.
Tyson Fury sucks. Like Ingram, Tyson Fury sucks. He's not good.
The boxing commissioners never caught anyone with gloves, playing with gloves. Case closed. That's not true.
Nah, they've never. Who have they caught? The commission.
What about with that whole situation with? That's the commission, isn't it?
That was Brother Nazi Richardson.
Trainers.
Look, you had the fight with Maidana and Floyd Mayweather, where Maidana came and Floyd's like, this glove has no padding. You're not fighting. I'm not fighting you when you're wearing these gloves. And the commissioner's sitting there like, nah, the gloves are fine. And Floyd had to pay money to fight with them gloves. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is not a sport. It's an Olympic sport, but on the professional level, these are more like wrestling events.
What about Fury and a drug test and him getting caught in a drug test with him using PEDs?
They said that there was a problem with his A sample after the second fight. I thought they were gonna say he failed. Looking at him, I mean, did you see Tyson Fury in that second fight? Did you see how he looked like an NFL left tackle, bro? 275, my ass. That motherfucker was like 308 pounds, bro. Like Tyson Fury looked like he was playing football. There's no way you could put on that kind of size and train for boxing and not be on some sort of performance enhancing drug. It's not possible. He doesn't have that kind of build. You see what he looks like?
Okay, explain this process for me.
You can't do that.
You're a strength and conditioning trainer. Explain for me that process. Why he can't get that big.
All right. So when you're training for boxing, right, to do that amount of to have that kind of cardiovascular output, to box 12 championship rounds, high level stress, high level anxiety in a ring. How many hours a day of boxing training do you think you do? Just boxing training. Not even strength and conditioning, but road work and boxing training, sparring. How much of that are you doing a day in an 8-week camp lead up to a fight? Okay,
so let's think. In camp, get up in the morning, I'll go for my run early in the morning, 4 o'clock. Get back to camp, get back to gym 5, rest for a couple hours, go back in the gym. Technical work, go home, come back again for the third time in the evening. You come back to do your sparring. So that's 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. You go back home, you rest, and then you might repeat that again.
So you break it up. So you got to eat. So you're training probably high level training, a lot of sweat, a lot of calories burned, 6 hours a day. How many days a week do you do that in an 8-week camp? You have to take 1 day off a week, right? At
Have
least.
to have a day off. You've got to take a day off first. Yes.
So let's say you take Sunday completely off. Let's say Monday, Tuesday you work out 6 hours a day. Wednesday you cut it down to like 3.
Yep.
Thursday you do another 6 hour day. Friday
Yep.
you do 4.
Yep.
How do you do that kind of boxing training and still have the energy?
Okay.
And the time.
So we have someone here who's throwing something up now. While it was 212 for the first fight, it was 231 pounds for the second fight. Is that possible? Here we go. I know. Here we go.
I ain't worried about it. Hold on. I'm still trying to explain how Fury, you can't put on, how do you gain that kind of weight? Especially after losing over 100 pounds, right? Because Fury was like 400 pounds, right? Yeah. And then he lost, what did he lose? He lost, what'd y'all say? 15 stone. He lost 15 stone. That's what you always say. Because in the first fight, he was weak from losing all the weight. So you went and lost over 100 pounds to just put on 40 pounds of muscle. And you're not a weightlifter, you're a boxer. It's not like you live in the gym lifting weights all day, but you actually spend most of your day sweating, throwing punches, doing road work, conditioning, sweating. How is it possible?
And I know for a fact that Fury, when he's at the gym, he's not training. He only trains when he comes into camp.
Steroids. That's what it does for you, bro. That's what it does for you. Like, you look at Deontay Wilder, even like, because like he mentioned he was 212 for the fight. He was 209 versus Luis Ortiz. He gets sick because, I'll be honest with you, I don't think he was 100% living the lifestyle the way he should have been either. I don't think he was doing any weight training and things like that. So, you know, I think he's made some changes in his camp. But I mean, Wilder looks the same. But Wilder looks the same from fight to fight. He's a lean, slim dude. Even he was 231. He didn't look 231.
Okay, if he wants to talk about something, Evander Holyfield's first fight when he fought Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield's second fight when he fought Riddick Bowe. He was underweight when he fought Bowe the first fight. I'm not trying to just accuse all the drug. I mean, because like steroids. Yeah, exactly.
Sports. I'm just talking about this guy because he's running from the fucking fight. And at that press conference, you could see that he obviously was not ready to get into the ring. It's obvious he just thought that he didn't think he was gonna have to fight Wilder, and he wasn't preparing. And that's it. But I'm of the mind he's not gonna fight him because, like, how is he gonna cheat now? Like, that's the thing. We know he's a cheat. So how does he cheat in this next fight? I don't know if there's any way for him to really do it. He can't cheat with the gloves. Because I don't care what anybody says. When Fury comes to that ring to fight, the first pair of gloves got to go. We're not even throw them out. You're definitely not wearing them. Those are your favorites. Those are the ones you want. Wear the backups. We're not wearing them gloves, homie. We know you did something to them gloves, bro. Go to the backups. Off top. Oh, you wrap your hands? Take that shit off. Wrap it again. I need to see it again, homie. Wrap them again. I need to see the wrap. Where the wrap? I need to feel the wrap. I need to shine a light on the wrap.
Smell it.
Smell the wrap.
Exactly, James LDBC said.
Right. Matter of fact, get some fresh gauze in here. He came with the gauze. Nah. Go to the store. Nah, get some gauze. Get the gauze in here. This is a fucking scumbag drug cheat. He's like a freaking coke fiend. He's acting like a junkie, dude. Like an unreliable ass junkie. We all know junkies. We all go junkies, man. He's just a 6'9" bum, bro. I'm telling you, if he couldn't look, he's blessed from up high, bro. ESPN ain't saying nothing about this. And I don't think it's just about him being, you know, a certain complexion. I think he's tied in with some people, bro. That whole mob connection, like something's up. Something's up. And maybe we'll find out. But something's definitely with this guy.
Wasn't there some connection with Joseph Parker? and he was connected with something. They were trying to connect him with something, and all of a sudden Joseph Parker's coming to camp with Fury. Is that not for protection?
I don't know. I know that Joseph Parker, what was it? They were selling meth out there in New Zealand. And
yeah, and they were saying
boy, and was like buying up bricks. There's something fishy with these people. Like Wilder and them, they boxed. This is boxing. This is business. But with Fury, there is some criminality up in there, bro. Definitely. 100%. Where do you think the steroids come from, man? Steroids is dope. Can't just get it. You got to have a connect for that, just like anything else. It's drugs. Like, so, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't get you drugs. I don't know no damn body. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a connection, man. I'm not in that life. I'm not a criminal. I'm not around criminals. You know what I'm saying? I'm around working people.
Blood and urine sample testing would be necessary.
I don't know if Fury's ever going to fight again, at least in America.
I think, well, he's still got issues in England to deal with. He's still got UCAD issues to deal with.
Well, then he'll try to look. Eddie Hearn, that whole thing in Saudi Arabia is a money washing scheme, bro. Nobody trying to go to Saudi Arabia for no boxing match. Why would you want to go to a Muslim country where you can't drink alcohol to go watch a boxing match?
Yes. Fury was
Why would you want to go where there's no gambling? Hold on. So we're going from Las Vegas and Madison Square Garden and Macau, China, and Tokyo, and we're going to go to the Muslim country where you can't drink alcohol and the women are all wearing scarves and masks over their faces and there's no gambling. And if you get caught doing any of these things, they're going to chop your head off and shit. Let's take a boxing fight over there. What? Why? It's money laundering, bro. Like, look, maybe it's because I'm from Baltimore, man, and I just,
But they said Joseph Parker tested positive.
Telling you, man, these people is lying, bro. I'm telling you right now, Joseph Parker was at the fight, but he was in a camp with COVID.
Who's advising these people?
Fight with no mask on, bro.
Who's advising these people? Who's making these decisions for these people? Who's their PR? Who's on their PR team? Because whoever's on their PR team needs to get fired.
Yo, shout out to Patrick Starr. Did you see that? Tyson Fury. Look, Tyson Fury won ESPN's 2021 Boxer of the Year. He ain't fought in 2021, Ingram.
That's enough to make me cough. Not long.
Ingram. He won the 2021 Boxer of the Year. His last fight was February 2020. I thought Wilder sucked, though. I thought Wilder was a bum. He beat Wilder. That's all he did. Right. That's what I'm saying. So Wilder's a bum, but Fury's the greatest for beating Wilder. Fury's win over Wilder was such a big deal that 18 months later, he's still the best.
Oh,
despite the fact that
I had to make a statue of it as well. Think about that.
Yo, Ingram, Fighter of the Year. Look who Tyson Fury won Fighter of the Year over. Canelo Alvarez just broke Billy Joe Saunders' eye socket and is one belt away from undisputed at middleweight. Josh Taylor just became undisputed at junior welterweight. Gervonta Tank Davis has won belts in 130, 135, and now 140, all knockouts. Clarissa Shields just won her MMA debut, and she's undisputed in 2 weight divisions in women's boxing. Errol Spence comes back from a car crash and destroys Danny Garcia. But Tyson Cokehead PED cheat Fury beat Deontay Wilder 18 months ago, and he's the 2021 Fighter of the Year. If that don't tell you everything you need to know about this entire situation, that he is blessed from up high, he's got the connection. Something's up. There is a plug somewhere. I don't know if it's 2 guys in a room But they want him to be the guy. They want Tyson Fury to be it. They've been dreaming for this big white dude to be beating up black guys in heavyweight boxing, and they're not going to let this go.
Well, if the judge has
that's all there is to it.
The thing is, what needs to happen is Wilder needs to ask for Fury to produce evidence of this COVID.
Deontay ain't gonna say nothing because anything he says they're gonna just use against him. So why should he speak?
Well, he doesn't have to talk to any of these people. He just needs to go back to the judge.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna hear from Weinstein. We're gonna hear from him, man. But I'm not expecting him to do anything. I'm not like boxing is not a sport. I'm telling you honestly right now, it is what it is, man. If you want training for boxing, I'll train you for boxing. But I mean, I don't have time for this foolishness, bro. I got 12-year-olds that want it more than this guy, Tyson Fury. I got 12-year-olds with more talent, too. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's a narrative.
People will say he's not ducking Wilder. Why would he duck Wilder? He won the first fight and he won the second fight. That's the argument they'll come up with.
They always say that. First of all, he didn't win the first fight. He actually got lucky to get a draw in the first fight. And in the second fight, he obviously cheated. The first fight, he cheated. Money man. Not all lawyers are good lawyers. He's a lawyer turned boxing promoter, so he's not a good lawyer. If he was a good lawyer, he would just be a lawyer.
Next, he wouldn't need to be boxing promoter.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a boxing promoter. He'd be a lawyer if he was a good lawyer. I know lawyers. I went to school with guys that, I went to a business school, and I went with guys that are lawyers now, and they're good lawyers. They're like late 30s. They've already made partner in their law firms. You know what I'm saying? And he's not a good lawyer. He does not know the law. Because if he knew the law, then Tyson Fury would obviously not have to fight Wilder.
Frank Warren's body language was quite interesting.
Has he talked about it? I haven't even heard him.
Yeah, he talks about it. But
Hold on a second.
He'll be back.
Sorry, my son just stuck in here. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. So let's press it back on camera a second. So what are you all thinking about this? Do you think Fury's actually ducking Wilder, or do you think that this situation is genuine COVID? And do you think Fury will, after COVID, come back and fight Deontay Wilder? Or do you think they're going to try and get out of this fight? And if so, how do you think they're going to get out of this? I heard that there's a loophole that they're looking into that can get Fury completely out of the fight. Would you accept Fury getting completely out of this fight so he can go and fight Joshua? Or what are your thoughts on this? Oops, let's get you back in. Back.
Sorry about that. I don't want my son all on YouTube and all of that.
I heard that.
Yeah, I heard what you were saying, man, and they're probably happy for it, man, because they know that he's gonna get his ass whipped versus Deontay Wilder, bro.
And then there'll be no Joshua fight.
It's not gonna. I mean, I don't think that fight happens anyway.
I want to know why Eddie Hearn keeps pushing flipping Dillian White all the time.
It's his job. His job is to protect his interest. His interest is Anthony Joshua. He doesn't want Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder. We all know how that ends. So he's protecting his interest, man. He's built his own everything off Anthony Joshua's back. So the last thing he wants to do, because even if Tyson Fury does fight AJ and beats AJ, right, he's still the guy that put together the first all-English, European, undisputed fight. So he'll still get props for that, and whatever. But if Wilder destroys AJ, it just kind of makes everything he's seen and said seem false. Once that happens, it's over for Eddie Hearn. If Wilder fights AJ, that fight will never happen. Like seeing Fury run away from Deontay Wilder like this, like it's like exactly what Money Man just said. Top Rank is it's a joke, bro. It's like, what are we watching? You know what I mean? What are we spending our time talking about here? Is this a sport, or is this what is this? People buying plane tickets, renting cars, renting hotel rooms, taking off work, and you just run away because you don't want to get your ass whipped. Let me tell you right now, he was about to get hurt bad. No gloves, no drugging. He's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. All those fouls, all those rabbit punches he threw, he's never going to get in the ring with. They're going to have to literally, it'll be like a shotgun wedding. You're going to have somebody in the locker room with a gun to make Tyson Fury get in the ring. He is not going to fight Deontay Wilder. They could say it versus someone in Tyson Fury's camp got COVID. Then it's an outbreak in Tyson Fury's camp. Then it's Tyson Fury got COVID. Then it's we're going to push the fight back. We're going to pick a date. Then it's, the fight's going to be in October. A whole nother season away. Now it's October 9th. Then it's October 23rd. Now it's November 18th or whatever. Like, he's not going to fight him. He's going to retire. He cannot beat Deontay Wilder.
He's going to retire.
Look, ain't no amount of money. Like, look, he could sign up for that fight, right? And he's going to get paid a lot of money because he's going to get the winner's share, 60%, the champ. He's getting 60% of a Las Vegas pay-per-view. But I tell you one thing, if you got to spend all that money on your goddamn hospital bills, what's the worth to get it? If you eating out of a damn straw.
Okay, all right, okay. Let's listen this out. Fury retires. He retires and he doesn't fight. How's Wilder now? 35? 34?
35.
35, 36, 37. So if he retires and goes out of boxing for about 3 years, he retires from boxing for 3 years. Well, he was out of boxing. He was out of boxing for 2 years. Yeah, so he's still younger than Wilder. He's still Wilder.
He's going to retire. So he'll just run away.
So he can
fight Wilder.
He can retire. And he can come out and say things like, I didn't like the circumstances. It was a slave contract I had, blah, 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 and retire. Retire for 3 years and come back. It's as good as faking your death, isn't it?
I don't care what that pansy does, bro. He's a scumbag, and he's scared of what's coming to him. Karma's like a mirror, man. Look at Conor McGregor. All the things he's done, all the things he's said, and look at how he goes out. He's done. Conor McGregor. It's a wrap.
He was done before that fight. It was done before that fight. Khabib finished it.
Yeah, but he's really done now. He can't. That'll never be the same. That's done. What goes around comes around. And Fury's been giving out a lot. He's scared of, he's been giving out lumps, but he's scared to take his. And he gets into the ring with Deontay Wilder. It's over for him. He'll never be the same. He's probably not the same from the first fight, getting knocked down twice. But if he gets in the ring with that man again, he might lose his life, yo. He might not make it. And I'm not saying that to be funny, I hope that happens or anything, but I mean, he could get seriously hurt in this fight with Deontay Wilder, man. Deontay Wilder looks like he's ready to kill somebody, bro. Have you seen these pictures of Wilder? Are you seeing the buffness?
Yeah, I'm seeing
it. It looks like he's been training Apollo Creed status, weight training, fitness training. It is what it is. Fury doesn't have the – I know he doesn't have the heart to get in the ring because he did that chicken shit cheating. That's how I know he's not going to fight.
So with the Klitschko said he cheated on him. That's what he said.
Look, I'm telling you right now, to get into the ring with them loaded gloves took a high level of cowardice. Too high to fight a fair fight, bro. He will not get in the ring with Deontay Wilder unless he has some kind of advantage. Wilder's compromised, drugs. Because you see what happened, right?
Absolutely.
He didn't pull out of the fight until after he publicly separated from Mark Breland. Why is that? Why is it when it becomes common knowledge that Wilder gets rid of Mark Breland, now Tyson Fury pulls out of the fight, they've taken too long, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Scumbag.
Let me throw you something out. Did you know, you might not know this, did you know that Don House was working with Deontay Wilder?
Who's Don House?
It was Bermain Stavern's trainer.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Is that who the secret trainer was?
So, what the story is, apparently, Wilder had a relationship with Don House way before he had a relationship with Bermain Stavern.
Oh, okay.
And now he's in camp with Wilder.
But tell you right now, man, he ain't gonna get in the ring with that man. He gonna kill him, bro. He gonna hurt him. He gonna hurt him bad too. It's not gonna be funny. Fury, I really don't think this fight's gonna happen.
Now, I think he retires. I really do. And I think he retires. How long has that WBC been on ice? How long has it been on ice?
It'll be off ice real soon, and then he'll have to. I mean, Wilder will fight for the vacant title. Versus
so Fury will get stripped again.
He's never defended a title anyway. So we've seen this before.
Yes, he has. He had that Ring Magazine belt, didn't he?
That don't count.
Wow.
Ring Magazine. Come on, man. That's Golden Boy. The Golden Boy belt doesn't mean anything.
But then you look at the defense. The people who made those defenses against not very impressive. Tom Schwartz, Fury,
Otto Wallin.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I love it. Couldn't keep Otto Wallin off of him, but he backs up the most ferocious puncher in boxing history, and everybody thinks that just happened.
Salute.
I swear, people are freaking retarded. Oh, Money Brown TV, yo, I be watching your show. I'm subscribed, bro. I'm a fan. Tell you that right now. I be watching Money Brown TV, yo. In the intro, I like the intro he got. It's like Money Brown TV. I call him Money Brown to get a lot of money. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. Shout out to him.
February 2020, that belt's been on hold.
Cause I'm telling you, man, Ingram, Fury is trash, man. Without cheating in them steroids, bro. All of those guys beat him, man. AJ, Joe Joyce, all those guys, all of them beat his ass. He without cheating.
Patrick Starr.
I don't think he is, man. I really don't think he is. Man. I can't see it happening.
What's going through my head is the sparring sessions with FA Jagba and Gerard Anderson, and how they're saying Gerard Anderson knocked out Fury in sparring. How did this happen?
How did he knock him out?
Yeah, how did it happen? How did it come about?
I'll be honest with you.
Even Gerard Anderson's style and Deontay Wilders' style not similar. There's not a similarity between the two guys.
You gotta look at it like this too, right? So one of the biggest differences, like, I know this is, I'll translate it to football real quick, right? You have to be in the condition to compete at that level, right? Like if you're a professional basketball player, right? You play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Before we can talk about crossovers and handles and rebounding and shooting percentage, you have to be able to get up and down the court and keep up with those guys, right? Yeah. If you can't, it doesn't matter how good you are, because you're going to be so tired trying to keep up that you won't be able to play your game. So if Fury's not in shape, if Fury's not up for the fight, you know how they say these things like, I don't think he has the right mindset to fight Deontay Wilder. I don't think he'll be up for this fight. Like, what do you mean up for this fight? How do you not get up for a fucking fight that you're about to get paid like $30 million to be in? Like, what do you mean up for it? They mean up as in testosterone levels up. So he's not at that level. Jared Anderson, he's in sparring with these guys. These guys are they're in shape. They're ready to go. He's not. It's easy to get caught slipping. I don't think Jared Anderson could beat him in a boxing match per se. I think Fury's a little too experienced and big. Because, like, what's Jared Anderson, 9-0?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but if Fury's freaking bone tired and sparring and exhausted and can't really even fight, and Jared Anderson's in good shape.
Yeah,
that's how it happens. Like,
sense.
I'm not going to sit there and say Jared Anderson would beat Tyson Fury in a boxing match. Now, I'm not going to go that far.
That makes sense.
But if they're sparring and Fury's
and
just woefully unprepared, and Jared Anderson, he has a fight on that same card. So let's assume that he's in good shape and F.A. Jabba's in good shape. If you can't even practice with those guys, what chance do you stand with Deontay Wilder?
Well, you do.
In the actual fight when it matters.
None. The mentality of those two guys, Ajagba and Anderson, you wonder about the mentality of both of them. Because Anderson, if he knocked him out in sparring, there's a mentality you have when you knock a guy out in sparring. If you're doing technical sparring, there's a difference between technical sparring and all-out sparring. Right. And if Fury's not fit, what the hell is he doing all-out sparring for?
I don't even. You've watched more sparring than me. But I've seen people get knocked out in sparring before. Yeah, and it might have been a situation.
Those sparring sessions are when they get knocked out like that. Like most of the time, they get knocked out like that. There's two ways that can happen. If they're doing technical sparring and then one person lands a punch hard and it all blows out, like, you hit me hard, well, I'm going to hit you back now, and then one hits them cold with a shot, or they're actually doing hard sparring and they're getting and land a good shot and they knock a guy out. But technical sparring isn't about, like, if I'm working on my defense and you're attacking me and I'm just, and the punches are just, I'm blocking, I'm rolling, I'm slipping, I'm parrying. That's what I'm doing. There should be some form of control into what you're doing before you go into a major fight. There's a time where that heavy sparring cuts off, and if at that time Fury's not in shape,
listen,
there's a problem.
Look at the signs, Ingram. How do we know? Look, first of all, here's something that I know for a fact, bro. Once you've been knocked on the ground by Deontay Wilder, your head ain't the same. Your head is not the same. It's not. Once you've been hit by that, you've caught a couple of the missiles upside your head, bro, it's a wrap. You're not the same. I don't think Tyson Fury's the same guy from after the first fight.
Listen to this. Tyson Fury's social media gone dead. Even merch advertising disappeared. Tells you something, doesn't it?
I'm going to tell you right now, Fury isn't the same from the first fight, from that brutal right-left combination, man. He's not the same. That's why they up the cheating up, man. I'm telling you, bro. Know what I'm saying? I don't think he got. I didn't hear, like, the rumor is that it's been circulating around is that he got knocked out cold and was on the ground. It was one of them situations where he was knocked out standing up, and I've seen that, and that happens in sparring, and I've seen that where you're boxing and maybe the guy slips, comes around, catches you really good with that good shot, hits you, and you're just kind of like. And then they jump in and stop it. You know what I mean? That kind of situation, Yeah. I don't think his head is the same, bro. I don't know. We don't know if Jared Big Baby Anderson is some vicious puncher yet. I mean, he's not a Wilder type. He's not starching guys out in the first 2 minutes of the fight. I don't think his head is quite the same. And I think they saw that in sparring, and they're like, nah, man, we can't put you out there.
There we go. Anderson, all that. Fury would play with him in sparring. Really?
Really? Did you see his fucking face?
Mate, go and sit down, bro.
Yo, hey, Ingram, my man looked like he got beat with a nightstick. My man's lip was busted. His eye was black. This eye was shut. With a headgear on, son. Nah, son. He was getting tore up in sparring. Dude. That Gareth Davis interview looked like he was giving his farewell speech. I don't care about my legacy. I don't care about, like, yeah, you don't care about it because you're about to get embarrassed, homie. And you know it's coming.
How about this? What about if Fury's camp have discovered that Wilder's got all the evidence and it's all real and it's whispered to his camp and it's got through? What about that as well? Because I think, me personally, I think Wilder revealed too much information. He showed too much of what he was doing. He should have kept that on lockdown. He shouldn't have given the media nothing and let them keep talking the crap they're talking.
Well, I mean, he also has his own fans to consider. You got to remember,
Yes.
Wilder. You got to remember now. I mean, now this is the truth. Now, Wilder might not have been talking to the media and all that kind of stuff, right? But I mean, he still has a fight he's selling. You know, like before when he wasn't talking for the past year, there was no fight.
But
right?
did the fight need to be sold?
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Come on.
I mean, you gotta get. Look, here's another thing too, right? Being honest, you go to boxing matches in England.
There we go.
Right?
There we go. Check this out. It could be whispers. There's a plan for Fury to fight Joshua somehow. Really? So it's the busted eyes a whisper and the busted lip a whisper. Come on, get out of here, man.
Yo, Ingram, you know how many bras be at these boxing matches, yo, buying tickets? Telling you right now.
But Fury said his
something for the ladies.
was a cold sore.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
And his eye was a cold sore.
No, I didn't get my ass whipped. It's herpes, yo. I got this No, this ain't a black eye. It's a sty. My brother farted in my face. Yo. It's not my eyes shut in the sty. My brother's such a jokester, yo. He was farting in my face. He farted in my face in my sleep. I got pink eye. It's really pink eye.
I can't breathe. Oh.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. Hey, Ingram, I'm telling you. I don't think he's going to fight him, man. He going to get hurt. He going to get hurt.
Retire. I think he's going to retire. I think he's going to get stripped. And I think all the evidence that people have been asking for, they're going to get it. And that will be the end of Tyson Fury.
I love it. I love it because ESPN just gave him the fighter of the year. Oh, don't forget the civil suit. Don't forget the civil suit. Because he's getting sued for breach of contract for not fighting.
Ah.
So it's not about the belt. It's about the fight. It's problems, man. Problems.
Bro, I think you've got to update this guy, my good friend Weather Updates. Tell him where he can see Fury and his cold sore and his sty. Gareth A. Davis interview. I'm sure you know who he is. Check that interview out. Yeah, I don't think it would happen when I saw him partying. Oh, dear.
Yeah, with that back fat. He got some nice back. He got a real nice round spare tire back there since that last fight. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes you come off of that stuff and it plays tricks on your body if you don't do your post-use right. He looks like a shell of himself. When he came out for that press conference, I'm like, that's not – I was really –
His face looked different. That's the first thing I noticed. He looks so different.
Yeah, slim.
But is that wait? But is that because of coke? Because coke can make you lose that weight as well, you know.
Also can make you fat. Your face is gonna be like how many calories you're eating and stuff like that. You know, because when you take steroids, man, you take PEDs, it reduces water weight.
It says, isn't October never outside the time Fury has to fight Wilder legally? Well, Shelley Finkel answered that question, said the contract has been extended. Woo!
It's a bunch of shenanigans, bro. Like, that didn't make me feel good either, hearing that from Shelley. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, whatever, dude. I support these guys in the sport. I support them as warriors and gladiators, dude. But boxing, bro, I'm about to start doing a whole lot of fitness videos. If y'all want to learn how to get strong, holla at me. I mean, I don't have time to talk about boxing if it ain't going to be a real sport. If it's going to be a bunch of shenanigans, I got to make my YouTube page about something else.
Arbitration said 15th of September.
We don't know what's happening. Like I said, it's awful quiet.
Okay.
Hey, Ingram, it's awful quiet for people that done spent money, man. Like, you're probably talking just people on YouTube right now watching content on boxing, right? That are hardcore boxing fans. You probably got some couple $100,000 right now. People that have watched this fight, people watching us, watching other people that spent money on this fight and can't get it back. Like they can't get the cash back if they spent cash. Hopefully they use a credit card and can just go and dispute the payment with their credit card company. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just a shame be playing with people money and emotions, man. Like, you know, I was, circumstance kept me from scheduling to go out there for the fight, man. But if it wasn't for that, I'd have been out there and that'd have been my money. So I feel for these people, and it's for real. And I mean, so how you gonna? First of all, why can't it be in September? Canelo ain't scheduled to fight. There's no fight scheduled in September. So why can't it be September?
The arbitrator said no later than September 15th.
But I'm just wondering why the fight can't be scheduled for September when Canelo and Wilder don't have the same fans. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo hasn't even scheduled a fight. It's July 11th. September 11th is September 15th weekend is 2 months from now, and he doesn't have a fight scheduled. So, like, why can't the fight be in September?
So how long does it take to recover from COVID then? If Fury's got COVID?
Well, I mean, here's the thing about it. We don't know how sick he is or isn't because we haven't heard from him. But I mean,
we haven't seen him either.
Based off of Joseph Parker being at the fight last night, he's obviously asymptomatic. So it's just a matter of him staying away from people until he tests negative. A week or two. I mean, Chris Paul just had it, and he was asymptomatic, and he sat out the 14 days. He's back in the finals playing. And Chris Paul's older than Tyson Fury. Chris Paul is also a genuine high-level athlete that doesn't take steroids every 5 seconds like Tyson Fury, but, you know, whatever.
So what? Surely, if he's got COVID, shouldn't he be in quarantine now? Fury.
Yeah, his whole team and everyone that's been around him should be in quarantine.
So how the hell can he fly to England then?
If he flew out to England, he doesn't have COVID. There is no way he got on a public or private flight and flew to another country with COVID-19.
It says the funniest comment from Gareth Davis' interview was, Fury says, if I get out of the fight with Wilder uninjured.
He knows what's about to happen in that fight. He was about to get his head knocked off. My thing is, even if he loses to Wilder, bro, AJ's still going to fight him.
No, Chris Paul never had it, my brother.
I thought he had COVID. I thought he was out. Wasn't that why he was out? Oh, now I got to use my other screen.
Coach Chris, I'm starting to like you. Funny guy.
Well, man, I'm hilarious, yo. I'm hilarious, man.
Eddie Hearns is skeptical of Fury fighting Wilder.
Said he had a positive test here June 25th. Well, he's back, whatever it is. He's back playing pretty good. So whatever happened, he did it. This definitely was allowed and orchestrated.
This was allowed and orchestrated. Is there a video anyone on YouTube can search about the glove situation? I've never really looked into it much.
I think best fight though. BFBT. I swear to God, I was up too late last night. Best fight, the best boxing.
Yeah. Bob Arum had said that Fury is fully vaccinated. But he was vaccinated. He took only one vaccination, not both. No, CP3 was out for 10 days.
Okay. He was asymptomatic.
Eddie Hearn in Fury's ears.
Those guys don't out there, though. Those guys don't get along, man.
I was just about to type that. Fury wouldn't be able to leave if he had COVID.
Yeah, you're not leaving. You're not going to no airport in America and flying up out of here with no COVID-19. That ain't happening. If he left the country,
isn't there an issue with Americans flying to UK anyway? Isn't there some sort of thing at the moment with that?
I'm not aware of that. I just know that, first of all, England's like, they take COVID super serious. So, like, you're not landing in England.
Check this out. Word is Fury, Crook, Ajagba, and Anderson are all COVID-free.
Joseph Parker obviously don't have it. He was at the fight last night.
So where was Fury when he got COVID? Or who was Fury with?
Fury does not have COVID.
Chris Money talks.
So why does money talk in this situation? But when we talk about possibly Wilder being drugged and the gloves being tampered with, money don't talk then. So money don't talk then, but money talk now. Is that what you're saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because we've had this conversation, right? Where we're talking about, hey, the commission let these slippery, sloppy gloves get through. Hey, this man looks funny out here. He out here wiping his eyes.
Listen. Remember, these are the same people that we tell them Fury will pull out the fight. We're sure Fury can pull out this fight. He pulls out the fight. Now they turn around making some excuses. We told you about about Fury and Wilder happening in the summer of 2021. You turn and say, nah, it's Joshua Fury, and Eddie Hearn told us it. So as far as I'm concerned, you can tell these people what you want. Until even if it's splat bang in their face, they won't accept it.
It's like talking to a Trump supporter, bro. Like, they just won't admit. It's like, yo, he's a liar. Well, that's according to you. No, he lies all the time. Well, not to me. He doesn't lie. It's like, he's a fucking liar, though.
He said, oh, listen, and he's still coming back with his crap. Eddie Hearn messed up with the Wilder Joshua fight. He messed up again, this time with the Wilder Joshua.
He didn't Fury mess up fight. The Wilder. He didn't mess up to Eddie Hearn. He didn't mess up the AJ Wilder fight. He didn't want that fight.
Of course, we know he didn't want that fight.
He didn't want that fight. He did exactly what he wanted. I killed this damn fight. No, I cannot have you beat this dude up that I'm freaking trying to build my whole boxing platform on his back. I'm trying to build it.
Who tested Fury in his camp? Why was it not redone in public, given the magnitude of the fight? Exactly. That's what the fans and what the people deserve. Who paid hard-earned money deserve an interview from Fury. That's the least he could do. Pull his mug up, go in front of the media and say, look, I've got this COVID.
You can't do a Zoom real quick like, hey, just want. I mean, and here's the funny thing, right, about Fury fans, right? Because Fury don't have no fucking fans. You just got Wilder haters, right? I just told you about how, like, my boy was on a ventilator for 60 days, right? Why ain't nobody concerned for Tyson Fury? Why ain't nobody saying, yo, Tyson, man, you alive? Are you breathing? Are you on a ventilator right now? Is your fever up 100? Is it crazy, right? Like, what's happening with you, bro? Nobody gives a shit about that because no one really cares about Tyson Fury. They just care about Wilder being down, bro. I'm telling you, this is weird.
Let's check this out. Fury's training in UFC facilities. So if there was any COVID, they would have been first to put it out. We said that earlier on.
Yeah.
Andy Lee's also silent. Yeah, I think there's a gag order on all of them.
I just have a weird feeling, Ingram. We're about to have a lot to talk about in the next week and a half. Because this is America.
Shit's going to come out. That's what I think.
Yo, man, look. This is not Europe, bro. You can't just make up something and just whatever. I got Italy.
It's coming home, son. It's coming home.
I mean, I don't care.
It's coming home. Fury's coming home.
Oh, Fury's coming home. But nah, the Euro title is going to stay in Italy, bro. Italy winning that game, dog. Have you seen how well they're playing?
Yeah, but
Italy's good.
Italy's good, but they could have picked too soon.
Nah.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter playing good all them games. It matters when you play good in the final.
When was the last time England played well in the final and won a championship?
That's all the reason more why they will do it this time round.
When was the last time, Ingram?
Well, there's got to be a first time somewhere.
No, it was like 1950, right?
1966.
1966.
Yeah.
I just think we'll stop boxing for 1 second, y'all. Ingram, I just think Italy knows how to play in these types of matches. They're going to win. I'm going off pedigree alone. Italy knows how to play. Italy knows how to play that pragmatic final game. They're going to beat y'all 2-0. Y'all ain't scoring against Italy. Not happening.
Fury's a pathological liar, just like Eddie Hearn. That's why they get on so well. And a walking contradiction. That's right. The real truth will come out. Of course it's going to come out. And all those people who were saying they wanted evidence from Wilder, they're going to get it. Oh, they're going to get it.
It's about to be funny.
Hey, yo, listen, the African team just won the Premiership, so keep your mouth shut. The African team won the Premiership, and they beat Man United in the last game of the season 1-0. So the African team did well. In their first season, my all-African side, all African, I'm proud of them. They won the Premiership, all African.
One more thing about soccer, bro.
Yes.
I gotta ask you your opinion. Because
Yes.
I've never really bought a shirt that wasn't a Chelsea shirt, because I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
Yo, but that Germany shirt they wore in that game against England, I gotta have that, bro. I wouldn't usually buy a country shirt, but that black on black, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I want a Juventus shirt, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy no fucking Juventus shirt.
Hey, Chris, you got to watch my African side win the Premiership, beating Man United last game of the season. They were awesome.
I used to play FIFA too, man. I need to get back. I don't really play video games much now, but I did play FIFA. I was decent.
All right, let's get out of here. We've got the
game. Is it on?
It starts now. Let's come back for the final. So I'm going to go with England for this one.
Italy, 2-0.
England, a penalty shootout.
You think it goes score?
Penalty shootout. They both score. Penalty shootout.
All right. Okay. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. It's a dope show, man.
Take care, Coach Chris. See you after the game.
Yeah, hit me. I'll be here. I'm chilling all day. I'm working on my website.
See you all after the game as well. With myself and Coach Chris, we'll talk about the football after. Enjoy it. Have a good one. And just remember, Fury's coming home.
With no COVID. Don't worry, you're all safe. All right, y'all.
Take care. All out. Take care.